Yo, what's happening? This is Cide Show. RC the Trackaholic in the building, powered by HHNS Radio, Viber Magazine. You already know what's happening right here in the Great Northwest. We got a spectacular view out here. Y'all should see it, but we need the light, so we're going to let you see us instead of that. Man, I got some guests right here that you guys are going to trip out on, for real. First time I seen them, I was like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I appreciate that.
All right. But right here in this building, we got Elli-V and Q Money. What's happening?
What's going on?
What's up with it?
Actually, we just be bobbing, like just chilling, doing whatever we can.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. So let's get right into it. Let's just get right into it. I'll start with you, Elli-V. Right. When did music start for you?
So for me, like, I was writing since I was in like 7th grade, but I didn't actually get serious about it until like January. So like
7th grade.
Yeah.
Wow. You said? Did you say January?
Yeah, that's when I actually started getting serious about it and actually like started making it my craft.
Man, okay, yeah, because you got some young dudes, man. I remember when I first started, it was a long time ago, long time. What about you, Q Money?
Back in 2018.
Okay.
2018, so yeah, little college group, made music, had them out in the club and stuff, and
dig it,
vibed with it. Yeah.
So, when you saying making music, like, what did you like start making beats, or were you just rapping, or what?
So yeah, we just rapping. My friends, they were trying to get me on the level of being on an instrumental on a track and stuff. So, and then it was just up to me to kind of perfect my craft from there.
Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Elli-V, you're more of a writer.
What do you mean by that?
You're mostly doing right. No, you're rapping too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you are. Okay, I'm gonna cut that shit
out.
out.
I'll
Let's
write,
start over. I'm gonna do some heavy editing on this motherfucker. Now, so Elli-V, so you're doing writing the hooks and you're rapping in this duo right here, right?
So it's kind of both. Okay. So it just decides on like how we feel with the beat. So sometimes like I'll find a beat, I'll write a hook, write a verse, and then I send it to my boy. I'll be like, "Hey, bro, check this beat out. Look at what I got." And then same with him. Like he'll find a beat, he'll write, and then he'll hit me up.
Okay, so it's mutual.
Yeah,
it's mutual. Would you mind me asking? Let's say, how do you go about finding beats? Like, first, like, where do you go?
So
to find your beats.
When I first started off, I was just on YouTube looking at like free beat instrumentals.
Okay,
just like everybody else. But Q Money, he actually introduced me into BeatStars.
Okay, I heard of that.
Yeah, it's more like a variety of beats.
So you can pick like by category and like kind of hone into what you want.
By artist, even by genre.
Like beat type?
Beat type. So and you don't even have to put type beat in there. You just, like, say if you want a Lil Wayne type beat, like you just type Lil Wayne in there and you click enter and boom, a bunch of different selections will pop up for you.
Yeah,
man, I might have to check that out.
Yeah, and it's not just rap either. Like you got like country beats, like all of that. So like you can go in there and type in like Josh Turner,
word,
and then boom, like a shit ton of beats for him will pop up.
Huh. Okay. So when you go in there, like what do you search for? Or is that the secret to the sauce? Can I ask you that?
Oh, you can ask.
Okay. That. So what are you looking for when you go in there, or just how you feel?
It's basically like how you feel. So like, say if us, like, we're writing 3 songs. Oh, we'll trying to finish like a little trilogy of songs. So we had a Party that he had made, and
great song by the way.
Appreciate that.
Are working on our song After Party right now.
Okay, and then
we just got to do a little editing, and then we got a pregame coming up. So it's really just for like a club and a good vibe, and a little, so basically we just do it off of that. So however we feeling or whatever the feel is for the song, we'll just go ahead and we'll search something that has to do with that. So
right.
And like also like with that trilogy, it's like within it itself, like it's kind of telling the story. So I'm not gonna get too much into pregame because we just start writing it and we're still like trying to figure out the ideas for it.
All right.
But it's basically like just pregaming like before the party.
Oh, like pre-funking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like we already got Party Out, you heard it.
Right.
That's where you turn up.
It's like the interlude.
Yep.
Dig it. Now, so Trinity, you were saying that it just tells a story?
Yeah, it's basically it's getting you ready at the party, turn up, and then after party.
So that's the name of the project?
No,
that's a song.
Each song. There's 3 songs. So there's the pregame song, then we have party, and then we have after party.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I get it. Okay, that's a pretty dope concept.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, you got 2 brains thinking here.
Yeah. So how you guys work together is like you pretty much it's mutual. You'll find a beat and then you'll come up with the concept, or Q will find a beat and come up with the concept, and you guys just put it together like that. Yeah. Now when it comes to like recording, what's that process like? So
I mean, like Q Money, he can speak more on it because. Like, for me, recording, it's still kind of new. Okay. Like, my first time ever being in the studio was when I released my first song. Okay. And that was, like, February?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
That's so funny.
I legit just started.
I'll find it in February. This was a couple months ago. Yeah. So, well, let's just start with that.
Yeah, I can run you through it.
Well, I'll start with Elli-V first.
Okay.
On your first time in the studio.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Paint that picture for me.
So my first time, I was nervous as shit.
Of course
I'm talking about, like, I'm up in there, fucking Q Money, talking about, hey, bro, run it back, like 10 times.
Right.
And, like, I'm just repeating my verse over and over and over again.
Right.
And fucking, he's like, hey, speak up louder, put more bass in. I'm like, shit, bro, like, hold up, let me catch my breath.
Right.
But, no, yeah, I think after like the second song, I started getting like a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more used to it. And I was like, we'll go in one take. And knock it out.
Right. Yeah. So you caught on quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before I get to you, Q Money, let me ask you this question.
All right.
What actually inspired you to even? I hate using that word, but we're gonna have to go with it. What? Because it's so general, inspired. But what inspired you to even want to do music?
So like I've been a huge fan of music my entire life. So. Like, not even in just, like, the rap culture. Like, I will listen, like, if I turn on my phone and just hit shuffle on all my songs, like, it'll go through, like, K-pop, country, like, heavy metal. Like, I'm just a big fan of, like, music in general.
Right.
Like,
it's a good way to be.
And like how I was saying earlier, like, 7th grade is when I started writing. So, like, I've always had, like, a ear for music.
Yeah.
But Q Money was the one that actually, like, introduced me. He was like, hey, bro, like, I like your sound. Like, come to the studio and let's work. Let's see what we can do.
Right.
And that's when I found out, like, yo, like, this shit is dope.
Right. So, how did you guys hook up anyway?
So, I met him through work. And, you know, kind of always been, like, you know, cool friends, always hanging out, chilling. And, yeah, that's really...
Okay, all right. So, you guys, I mean, just like that? And it was like, like, oh, you do music, I do music.
Yeah,
or
so...
I mean, how did that...
Oh, so the music thing. So
it was at the smoke pit.
Yeah, we was at the smoke pit.
What's the smoke pit?
Oh,
so,
okay.
No, so it's on.
First rule: don't talk about smoke pit.
No, we can talk. So it's like where we live. It's like right outside. It's just a little gathering area where people go and smoke at.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, we were just chilling out there, just drinking, partying. Fucking, we put on some beats. I started freestyling. He started freestyling. I was like, "You rap too?"
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, I get that.
And that's just it.
And it was just like
a couple of songs.
Yeah,
and then he showed me some stuff that he wrote, and I'm just like, yo, this shit's immaculate. So
yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
You know, I definitely should come to the studio and do a song. You know, do a collaboration and.
Right.
Yeah, just kind of hit it from there.
So Q, when you showed them songs, clearly they were solo songs, right?
Yeah.
So like that was pretty much your plan, just like to be solo and just go for it?
Not necessarily. So a couple of them were actually a collaboration with my other boy, Llama, and he kind of got me into the groove of, you know, having a good ear for music and, you know, visualizing stuff and, you know, seeing stuff that's not correct within it. So I was able to learn from him and my other boy, G-Wall, and then basically go from there and help him out with his stuff because, you know, you have to learn the ins and outs of your song and you have to learn to listen for particular things when you're making it.
Yeah, you have to learn. bars. You have to learn verses, arranging, chorus, and then after you get all that down, then you have to make it actually be dope. Yeah, because you can know all that stuff and still not have good music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you have to develop that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I get that. So Elli-V, you were just writing at the beginning?
Yeah, I was just writing. So like I had like 7 singles that I just wrote.
Okay.
Well, I just never
just
been
on
to
paper.
the studio. Yeah, like just on paper, but I just never been to the studio and recorded it.
Okay, so I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but so when you got to you went, like, how did you decide you need to be in the studio? Like, so I mean, did you hook up with somebody, or you said, okay, I got to record this? No,
so honestly, it was just like, so I like trying new things, and because it's adventurous. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so Q Money, he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, bro, let's go to the studio."
Oh, so it was with Q Money the first time you went?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all so right. Like my first song I ever dropped, it was More Drugs.
Okay.
And
More Drugs.
Yeah, so with the title, right? So
yeah, tell me about that.
So it's not actually about like drugs and stuff, like, because I wanted my first song to be like deep. Mm-hmm. So it was a really deep personal song, but I didn't want it to make it about myself. Mm-hmm. So we used a character. So we just said she.
Okay.
And yeah, so honestly, like, that was my first time, and we was like, yo, like, let's do something deep, let's do something meaningful, let's do something that will actually get people's attention.
That's dope.
We didn't want to come out and be the next Lil Uzi or the next Lil Yachty, Migos,
Made them think a little bit.
Yep. And then, especially like with our styles, like our styles are so different, but at the same time, they're much alike.
Right, and I noticed that when I saw you guys perform a couple weeks ago. You could tell that you guys are on a different wavelength, but you guys are on the same frequency.
Yep.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? I just made that up. But that's what it comes together nice. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Because like with my style personally, because it's like I don't want to sound like anybody else. Because if you sound like somebody else, you're just gonna hit that glass ceiling, never go any further.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you got like 30, 40, 50 people that's try to sound like Uzi or Wayne. Mm-hmm. You never hear about them. Okay. So with my style, it's like, I'm the type of person, I like to switch up my flow. Because it's like, if you tell a story, right? Mm-hmm. If you fluctuate in your story, more interesting. So within a song, I can change up my flow like 5-6 times within one verse.
Dig it.
And because people be like, oh shit, hold up. What did you just say? Hold up. Oh shit. And yeah, it's just like that. Like, that's just my style. I like to switch the flows up. Gotcha.
That's dope, because that goes in, like, if you are telling a story, that goes into the dynamics and the expression of the song. Yep. And it also keeps you paying attention. Yeah. Because once if you drone, then people kind of tune out, and then your song's not memorable. Yeah.
Like, for example, right? Mm-hmm. So DaBaby, he's a good artist. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie, he's a good artist. He got bars, he got lyrics, everything. Mm-hmm. But all of his songs, all of his beats, exactly the same. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can listen to DaBaby, and then like 15 minutes later, you be like, God damn, this song is long as hell. And you realize 5 songs have passed. Right. You're like, oh shit.
The song's long as hell, but it's like it's been 5 songs.
Yep. Yeah. Like, and that's what I don't want to be. I don't want to be somebody that comes out and everything sounds exactly the same. Right. Because again, you will only get so far. You're gonna hit that glass ceiling.
Right. Yeah. I was telling him when my approach to music. So, like, say you make a new album or a new track or anything, and when the people are listening to your music, you don't, like, say for instance, like it's Kanye, right? He made a song, and then people be like, listen to this song, like, oh yeah, that's Kanye. Damn, this shit kind of hard though. Or versus, damn, who is this? Mm-hmm. Right? Oh shit, this Elli-V. He did it like that. I didn't even know he could do it like that. I didn't know he could switch it up. Like, you want people to have to guess who it is every time, and them to be like, damn, I didn't know he can switch it up or be this versatile. Like,
right. So that's what you aim for every time you guys sit down to do a song.
Yeah, like no song will sound the same. Like, any song we make, none of the songs will sound the same. They're all gonna have their own unique style to it. Right. Because it's like when I was explaining to him with music, right? You need something that people can connect to. So in order for people to connect to it, those songs need to have their own emotions to them. You can't have the same emotion on each song.
Yeah, because the story might be different. Topic's different.
And then also it's like when we're coming up with the song, like we won't just sit down and be like, oh, like what kind should we write? Because like we don't write. How should I word this? We don't write to the beat. Basically, we write for the beat.
Okay, explain that to me. That sounds deep.
So, because like how it was mentioned earlier, the baby. It's like his flow, his style, exactly the same.
Right.
So he's just like a one type of writer.
Yeah.
Then,
like one style.
Yeah. But like we'll hear the beat, and we'll get so deep into that beat that we'll be like do 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 do. So and like we'll write. Like the beat will write for us basically.
It writes itself.
Yep.
Yeah. That's even like for me, like making beats. Like once I get my bass, snare, and hi hat, and then the fun part for me is the bass line. But once I get that bass line, the song writes itself. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, it's usually most likely going to be dope because there's a flow, there's a workflow there. You know what I'm saying?
Once you get in that mojo, it just takes over.
Yeah, for sure.
Like honestly, like there's been times where me and Q have been in the studio. Like he had the hook down, he's had the verse down, and like I'll go to the studio with me. He's like, "Hey, bro, write to this real quick." In like 10 minutes, I'll have the song done.
Right. Like write to this like something he's already done.
Yep.
And then you add on to it.
Yep.
That's good shit, right? Because that makes good songs.
Yeah,
definitely.
And like that, no preparation, nothing. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, write to it." I'm, damn, right now. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, let me see what.
Yeah. Right. Sometimes it has to be like that though. Sometimes you have to prepare yourself. You know, because and then out of it, we make tremendous songs. Like
Fucking Wraith, low. Fucking,
what's up?
Yo.
So what's the next move? Is it actually an album you guys are looking to do?
Yeah. Or? So honestly, we already have our album completed.
Okay. Oh, you have an album done?
Yeah. Our album is done, and then our second album is already halfway done.
Word. So how come you didn't put out the first one?
So the album, like writing wise, the songs, all the songs are finished, but we need to
just a little
tweaks, and then we want each song to be able to blend within the other song.
Okay, so you talking like mixing and stuff?
Yeah.
So okay.
And then, all right. And then like on top of that, right? It's like we want to put out like a couple singles, drop a little sneak peeks of the songs, get a bigger audience, because it's like if you're not known and then you just drop an album, nobody's gonna listen to it. Nobody's even gonna know it dropped.
Yeah.
Like Lil Pump, he dropped the album, nobody knew about it.
I get it.
Yeah. So that's kind of like where our vision is right now. Like we're trying to get that audience, and then boom.
Okay, so tell me this: does so you got 1.5 albums done?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's y'all against the world. You
Honestly,
know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do you think that promoting your music, your brand new music, is like an intimidating thing, or do you think that you can, easy breezy?
Not at all. It's not intimidating. We're actually looking to get our music out more. So, it's more of, I wouldn't say inspiration. I'm trying to look for another word. It's something we really
challenge?
need. Yeah,
a challenge?
It is a challenge too.
Okay.
It's a huge challenge.
But at the same time, it's like exciting.
Trying to attract the audience, but yeah.
Right, okay.
Because I know, like, even like with the first song that we released, right? Like every single day, I'm talking about like every 30 minutes, I was promoting it, trying to push it out.
TikTok, Instagram,
right,
and
Facebook.
All that, and I'm getting my little. It's like a baby on roller skates though. But because if you want to play the game, you got to get into that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everything, TikTok, IG, Facebook, like you said, everything. So but you realize how big that world is and how small you are, and sometimes you just be like, okay,
no, but like,
so sometimes you just be like, I don't want to do this shit.
No. So like right now, at least for me, it's like, I'm reaching for higher, because with that first song, like I put it out on Apple Music, he put it out on SoundCloud, and like so both of us were promoting it, but individually, but at the same time together, And we added up all the numbers, and we had like 600-700 people that listened to it.
And that's excellent.
Well, in the first week, so I and shout out to my boy Jan Figueroa. So I actually hit him up. He has a pretty decent following, and he does all the sports stuff. And I was like, "Yo, you mind promoting our music?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And I looked the first 3 days, 72 plays, and then fell asleep on a Sunday, woke up, and boom, over 500 plays.
That's great. I don't know. I think you guys are young. See, that's really your world. I come from an era where you had to make a song and then print a record and then walk the record into the club or the radio station.
I heard about that.
You say you heard about that?
Yeah, I heard J. Cole was talking about it one day.
I got you.
It was no. It was either J. Cole or Big Sean. Big Sean. Yep. Big Sean was talking about it, and
yeah, that's real shit. Yeah,
and I was like, damn.
And sometimes
struggle.
Sometimes the DJ be like, "Oh, I ain't playing this shit," and it might, something might happen.
Yeah. But for me, I'm chasing right now. I'm chasing my own streams, and because like I said, with that song, it's 600-700 streams, and then, so now it's dope. Just let me get more, let me get more.
Yeah, and that because it's kind of addicting. Once you get something going. So anyway, let me ask you this question. I've been thinking about this all day.
All right.
What? And I'll start with you first, Elli-V.
Okay.
What do you consider old school? I'm just going to give you that word. You can say whatever you. What do you consider old school?
All right. So I was actually talking about this with a coworker earlier.
Okay.
For me, it's you got your different types, right? So you got old school as in clothing, but then I think for music, it's a little bit more intricate.
Look, just the word. When you hear that word, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Straight up.
They old.
Okay. Okay, music.
Okay.
Music.
So for music, because it changes so much, I think old school is anything before 90s.
The 90s?
Yeah, because music changed so much, that's just my interpretation.
That's old school to you? So name an old school artist.
All right, so
you hear a song, you be like, ooh, that's old school.
I ain't gonna say what I was thinking at first, but I'm gonna just say you got Eazy-E, 50 Cent,
that's a big jump, but yeah.
Because it's okay, so look, right, if you even think back, 10 years ago, that was 2012. You had the Rejects come out, the Jerks come out.
That was more 08 though.
Same but different, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But and then before that, because that was all just dancing music, and then even before that, that's where you had, your real music, and then you had your gangster music.
When you say real music, what do you mean?
So just more lyrical.
Oh, lyrical.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so for me, that's what I would interpret it as old school, because you got your T.I.s, your Kanye's, and you don't hear that anymore. That's why I interpret it as old school, because that's a good point. Rare now.
Okay, so Q Money, same question. What do you think when you hear old school?
What I think of when I hear old school for music, to me it's really what I was trying to convey with him, which is storytelling. You don't get storytelling anymore. Normally you get the and people jumping and this shit sound cool, right? It's more about the instrumental nowadays rather than somebody conveying a message or telling their story about a certain situation. So and all the other old school music that you would see, right? You would see a lot of storytelling and yeah, that's what that is to me.
I get that. Wow. Okay. So let me ask you this. Q, what's your would you say what is your main influence, artist or style or what have you? For you.
My main influence for music is just I want people to be able to enjoy something and be able to relate to it at the same time, because with our song More Drugs that he was talking about earlier, so my main visualization for that one when I was telling him was, I want these people to relate to it. I want to show them hey, I've been through this struggle and I was hurting and it's okay to hurt, because don't feel left out, because everybody's hurting. Everybody hurts at one point in time in their life. So
sure.
You're not alone. I'm here with you. Explaining our struggle with you. So, and then also like depends on the song too. Like if it's a party song, hey, get out there and have fun. Like those are the main two things for me.
Okay. Elli-V?
Yeah. So, like how earlier I was saying we're kind of versatile, so we're trying to hit like every single genre, right? And so yeah, like we can get real lyrical. Like More Drugs, that was lyrical. Like we got more works in the other album that's very lyrical as well. But yeah, because we don't just want to go out there and be the other Lils out there. Like the Lil Pumps, the Lil Waynes,
the Lils.
Yeah, like we don't want to just be them. Like like we want to have people that it can reach everybody's ears.
Gotcha.
Now, if you just got people that just want to turn up all the time, we got songs for them.
Right.
You got people that want lyrical songs, we got songs for them. You got people that want a actual storytelling. We got you covered.
All right, so
we can even hit them like Drake, be like, "Baby, I love you,"
right.
just
well,
love songs.
Can either one of you guys sing? You can sing.
Barely. Nah, I got a little.
Oh, okay. All right. So you can carry a note if it had handles on it.
Oh yeah, no. If I have to, I'll definitely carry a note.
Dig it. Okay. So it sounds like you guys want to cover a lot of ground, like in one sitting, have something for everybody. But usually the universal artist is the one that wins, And then it's funny because from what I know of you guys, even though you guys are universal and you cover a lot of things, it's still a very unique style. Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, that's great. So I got this game I like to play with my guests. It's called Which Game? It's going to be really funny with you guys because you're not old. And when I asked you about the old school, you said the 90s. So I would I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Well,
I'm not gonna change it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna change it. So here's the deal. So I wrote this game when I was drunk. But basically you get pushed into a time machine, right?
Oh, okay.
You come out of the time machine and you land in a decade, right? A certain decade. And when you get there, you have to pick an occupation. They give you 3 choices, right? Okay. So I'm gonna give you a few decades. I'm gonna give you a few choices. Okay. So I'm going to start with the 50s. Do you know anything about the 50s?
I know there was a lot of drugs being done.
In the 50s?
Yeah, the disco era.
That's the 70s, my boy.
I love it.
You right. You right.
They're young. They're young.
That's the 70s, my boy.
Okay, okay, he got it right. Okay, but no, see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's so far beyond your existence. It's going to be crazy. All right, so the 50s is like, I can't explain it to you because you've probably never seen anything that looks like the 50s. I couldn't even tell you. Everything's black and white, right? Big giant steel cars. The wife always stays at home. The father goes to work.
Right?
Huh?
Industrial Revolution time?
And industrial, yeah, right. Industrial Revolution, definitely. Yeah. So here's the deal. You get pushed in a time machine. You come out. You land in the 50s. And you got 3 choices. You got 3 choices, right? You got you could be a gangster in the 50s. You could be a bank robber.
Okay.
Or you could be a straight-laced businessman, kiss the wife and pet the dog and get in your car and go to work every day. Come home, dinner's ready.
Shit.
Like, what would you be doing in that decade? I'll start with you, Elli-V.
So I've seen the Peaky Blinders, right?
The what?
The Peaky Blinders. I've seen that on Netflix. So I think that's
okay.
Something.
So is that a 50s thing?
I think so. Yeah, pretty much. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's kind of. I don't know. I just like that style.
Okay. So I think the 50s style is dope, but so what would you do? Would you be a bank robber, a gangster, or a straight-laced businessman?
So a bank robber, nah, because I seen what happened to Bonnie and Clyde. I seen what happened to them.
They were kind of the 30s or 40s, I think, or 20s. I don't know.
Same.
Okay,
like,
you're right though. Okay, so you don't want to be a bank robber.
Nah, so
straight gangster.
I think I'd just be a gangster if I was in the 50s, yeah, because I don't want no white picket fence. I mean it's peaceful, but it's gonna get boring.
Gangsters in the 50s. I mean, it was. I don't know. They just all they did was just shoot the ops. I guess it's like any other gangster. But Q, what about you?
No, I gotta go the gangster route.
So you're gonna be a gangster in the 50s?
Because my thing is right, like, and this is how I'm feeling now within society. But I'm not trying to be like, everybody else following the leader, doing everything that everybody else is doing. Like, I want to make my own money, my own type of way, have my own freedom, do everything my way, not what somebody else is trying to tell me to do.
Gotcha.
Be my own boss.
All right. Okay. So, you leave the 50s. You get pushed into the time machine. You land in the 60s. Do you know anything about the 60s?
Not at all.
Give me a brief history lesson.
I'll give you an idea about the 60s. 60s, you got young Martin Luther King. You got the Vietnam War, but I don't know anything about that either. What else happened in the 60s? Hippies and flowers and love and all that kind of stuff.
Peace be with you, brother.
Peace and love,
which is actually one of the options. So this part is harder to play with you because you don't know about that decade. But just for shits and giggles, in the 60s, would you be an activist? Or you know what an activist is? Mm-hmm, okay, yeah. My bad. I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but an activist, a hippie, or a hustler in the 60s.
I have to go with a hustler.
Why?
It's like a hippie. They're just boring.
I mean, so in the 60s, like a hustler would have been the guy that pretends like he's not that good at pool and then winds up whooping your ass and taking all your money, or probably bumping into you and taking your wallet, pickpocket, kind of a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? But he always getting money though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
At the same time, he's testing himself. He's pushing himself to new limits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So
yeah.
I think
you'd be a hustler in the 60s? How about you, Q?
I'm gonna have to go the activist route. Only because
Black Panthers?
Well, yeah, but my thing is with the activists, right? They stand behind what they stand for, and they don't care about what nobody else thinks. And that, for me, that's the most important, right? Mm-hmm. If I feel a certain way about something, I could give a shit what you think about how I feel about my situation. Like, that's how I feel, right? So that's how it's gonna be.
Okay. All right. Activists. Because I think when you look at the 60s, I think at the end of the 60s, Black Panthers started. Martin Luther King was, I think, just getting started. Malcolm X, of course. So, okay. I mean, that's a strong answer. All right. So now we're on to the 70s. Right. What Elli-V knows about.
I'm doing all the drugs.
All right. You get dumped in the 70s, so you either a pimp, a musician, or a heroin dealer.
I'm a musician.
Why?
Because, you got all the groupies. You got all the drugs you want. You party wherever and whenever you want.
I mean, the 70s, that's some heavy shit.
Yeah, that's like the disco times.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah. 70s.
Coachella and all that.
Well, Coachella? No, that didn't. I think that you know what, though?
What was it?
Woodstock.
It was
like pretty much one of the
that's
first.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah,
they were talking about don't eat the brown acid.
Yeah. How do you know about that?
Hey, I lived through it.
So you would want to be a musician?
Yeah.
I think being a musician in the 70s would be dope. What about you, Q?
I mean, I'm gonna have to go the same route. You have to
musician.
Musician is the way to go. Like, everybody want to get funky, so boom, put your stuff out, let them get funky too.
I mean, that's when everything was really getting started. Mm-hmm. I mean, they really just started using I'll take that back. The electric guitar came out in the late 50s, I think. But they started revolutionizing that sound. Jimi Hendrix and everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So okay. So those are some good answers. Now we move on to the 80s. What do you know about the 80s?
Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Compton. That's 89.
Okay. Still the 80s.
I mean, I can't expect you to know much. You literally were not here.
Isn't that when you start to get a lot of the comedians and stuff, right? Right.
Yeah. Comedy. Yep. You're right. Comedy blew up. Yep.
Comedy was on fire in the 80s.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely. So in the 80s, you land in the 80s, and you could either be a rapper, a dope man, or a player, like kind of a party guy, just out there, free. But in the 80s, that was like snorting cocaine, you know what I'm saying, having sex without condoms and shit, you know what I'm saying? just being like out there. But what would you pick for the 80s?
I mean, I have to go the same route and say musician again, or
now,
rapper. Yeah.
So now here's a cool thing here's the thing about being a rapper in the 80s. It just started.
And, and that's the reason why I would choose that.
Okay.
Because I can be one of the founding fathers.
Yeah, you could.
Of creating this whole wave. Because like rap is fairly new.
Yeah, it is new. So it'll be 50 years, same age as somebody in this room. But it'll in a couple years it'll be 50. Yeah, dang. Something like that. Starting like 73, 72.
Well, I know it ain't me and him.
Well, it's probably her. So Q, you're in the 80s. You want to be a rapper, dope man. And when I say dope man, all you're doing, you're selling cocaine. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, and crack did just start too, but or just a player, just a party guy.
You already know the answer to this question.
I don't. I mean,
I have to go the rapper route. Gotta go the rapper route.
Dig it.
Not necessarily for being, a founding father for the rap community, but my thing is, like, look at how many people still listen to music from the 80s. Right?
Yeah.
They like fuck the music from right now. Like they still stuck on, a lot of the music from the 80s. So I'm like, it's still sticking.
Right. So you would still be relevant.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good answers. So we're going to move on to the 90s. One thing, what they call the 90s at least for hip hop and some other things, it's the golden era of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Also, the grunge era, which is, probably Seattle's biggest spotlight. So you land in the 90s, you got a record CEO, scammer, like checks, blow up phones, what do you call it? Credit cards, fake credit cards. Yeah. Or you could just be a gangster gangbanger. Because in the 90s, that shit got heavy.
No, yeah. And like, okay, so I'm not going to be a scammer because that's like the easiest way to go to jail. Not going to be a gangbanger because they was about that shit. You dead before you even 14.
Right.
But, so yeah, I have to be the CEO.
Okay.
And like for me personally, like I grew up on 90s rock. And so, yeah, I would probably be a CEO for a rock band.
Yeah, probably have like a grunge label or something.
Yep.
Like the
Nirvana,
one grunge.
Sublime.
Yeah, Nirvana, yeah. Sub Pop. That was they were all on that label here in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
What about you, Q?
Yeah, I have to go the CEO route as well.
You don't want to be no gangster, man, a gangbanger, man, in the 90s?
Can't do it because,
putting in
it's
work.
just like,
dog.
No, you got to think about your future.
So yeah, I want to live.
No, for real, though, you got to,
So a CEO would like. So if you were a CEO, record CEO, would your department be like rap or like rock? Rock was hot back then too, or grunge anyway. But what would you be doing? Hip hop?
Probably do hip hop.
R&B?
There we go.
Puff? You know what I'm saying?
R&B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's where a lot of that emotional music came from too, right?
Yeah.
So I like the R&B route, and then on top of that, it's just like everybody hates having to work for somebody. Everybody hates having to answer to somebody.
Of course.
I hate it, and that's why I'm trying to go this music route to be my own boss.
Be independent. Yeah.
Don't let nobody tell me what to do.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing what you got to do, and you let me be me, then we cool. Like
definitely. Okay. All right. So my last question, and this is kind of I just throw it out there. What are you guys doing in 2030?
Shit. Hopefully by 2030, we're known.
Okay. Let me rewind that.
Okay.
In 2030, what's Elli-V doing with confidence? Like, what are you going to be doing?
Shit.
Not what you hope to do. What you going to be doing?
So 2030.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm going to be touring around the world.
Dig that.
Just going country to country.
Yeah.
Coast to coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing music.
Yeah, of course.
So like that's like for the rest of your life, if you could press a button and do what you want to do, it would only be music until you die.
Yeah, because it's like I know a lot of people like they'll get to a certain point and they're like, hey, well, I did my job.
Right.
Like nah, like I want to keep going until I can't write anymore.
Right.
Like that is what inspires me. Like, I just want to keep pushing it, keep going.
So you just want to keep creating.
Yep.
Okay. Q Money, what about you?
Me is music, but then at the same time, like I love the automobile industry, and so my thing is, sure, I'm gonna be touring, but you got to think about how long you be touring, throughout the year. Boom, you tour, and it's just like got all this off time and
9-10 months out the year.
Yeah, my mom said, that, like you need to be productive.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not doing shit, what the fuck are you doing?
That's the truth.
So my thing is, boom, I'll start a automobile company. I actually want to create a car, to be honest.
Nice.
Luxury cars, supercars, and stuff that people to be able to enjoy. And that's just another thing for me to help me be productive. And on top of that, like, sure, when you get, rich with money and with music and stuff, like you have all this money, but it's just like, what else could you be doing with it? Boom, invested in something else, and then on top of that, I want to start a foundation for foster children because I used to actually be in foster care for 14 years.
Oh wow, okay.
So I was born, was with my mom for like 2 weeks, and then boom, go straight to foster care. And
oh wow,
so it's like when I tell you there ain't no greater gift than having a family. Like after not having a family, That's something that I would want to do because it's like you can put more money towards a greater cause. Like I hate seeing people be rich and having all this money, give like luxury cars to their other rich friends, and it's just like you got these people that can't even eat.
Right.
You got these people, at one point that was like me. At one point, I didn't even get. I remember a time where I didn't even get a birthday present on my birthday because the foster mom gave it to her granddaughter. All the presents that the foster care system gave to me, knowing that she make her own money, right?
She gave your presents away?
My presents to her granddaughter.
Damn.
And you see what I'm saying? It's like, I went and I saw these foster kids at an event one time, and they were not happy at all.
Yeah.
And you could see it. And I looked at my mom, I'm like, damn, like, when you first met me, like, was I ever like that? She was like, nah. I'm just like, damn, like, these kids are, like, going through it. Like, they're going through it. Like, family members getting adopted without the other family member just because they're tired of the struggle and they're tired of the pain.
And then they just separate.
And then now you got the other siblings sitting there crying, depressed, thinking about, taking their own life and stuff. And it's just like, so I want to be able to
help that cause.
And help the cause and put smiles on people's faces. That's my thing. But even with music, like if I could put a smile on somebody's face, then I won. Dig that.
That's the truth, man. Give me a hand for that. Wow. No, that's dope. And Elli-V over here just wasting his time doing music for the rest of his life. No, I'm just playing.
I never said I wasn't gonna do anything. I'm just saying I'm gonna keep creating.
Yeah, of course. No, of course. Let me ask you this, and this is something that I missed totally from the beginning of the interview. Where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
You're from Houston?
Yeah.
Now, Q, where are you from?
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida. Okay. Are you up here in the great Northwest?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Well, I mean, compared to where you come from. Yeah, because you said Houston?
Yeah,
Houston is beautiful. I went there for the first time, probably about 4 months ago. And I mean, it was nice. Even when it was raining, it was nice. I mean, for the most part.
I mean, like, when it rains there, like, there's thunders. Like, thunderstorm. I love thunderstorms.
Electrical storm.
And then here, okay, so it's beautiful out here. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a photographer, so I love nature. I love just the beauty of it. But it always rains.
It always rains here.
Constantly.
And it's always cold.
Yes.
It's not even, but you can't even say it rain because it just drizzling every day. Because compared to that East Coast rain, this state ain't got shit on that.
Right.
It's just like,
I mean, it's almost beautiful, but it's just like, when's it gonna stop? Oh my God.
What was it, like 3 weeks ago? It just got out of being 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Like in May, I was legit just like, yo, it's the middle of May. And it's still 40.
Oh man! I mean, of course, I'm gonna keep living. I mean, I've been in this city when it snowed in March. Like
I was
real snow.
I was here when I first got here. So I was in flew from Virginia to straight here, straight shot. And then it was like the third day of being here. And I'm like, it's March, springtime, supposed to be nice. I guess it rained today, but it's supposed to be probably going to be nice tomorrow.
Right.
Well, I go outside and snowing and shit. I'm looking at my homie because he's from my other friend from North Carolina. So I'm like, what the hell? This is snow. I'm like, this is the second time I ever seen snow, but is it really snowing right now?
The
like
second
it's springtime,
time. The weather is crazy, but so you don't really like it here. Just be honest. Nobody's gonna. Yeah,
I like it for the views,
for the nature views though.
Right.
The nature view is like for the nature is beautiful here. Probably, I'm not even gonna lie. I think it's definitely the most beautiful state that I've been to.
Dig it.
Because just the views are just incredible. It's immaculate. The mountains, you got the ocean, you got the forest, you got a little bit of everything here.
Yeah.
So beaches.
I mean, because you could be driving down the middle of the city on Rainier and literally see Mount Rainier.
You see that. You see that mountain from anywhere. To be honest, like I remember when I first got here because this is my first time. It's 2016, and the first time I saw that mountain, I was at the airport all the way down at Cide, and I'm looking. I'm like, what the fuck is that? A cloud or what the fuck is that?
That's a whole mountain.
And then I was like, oh shit, that's the mountain my auntie was talking about. Like I'm like that shit is ginormous. And I go over to Seattle, you can see it. You go over, Maple Valley, you can see it. You'll
be in Olympia and still see it.
Yeah, you can see it from there too.
You'll be like an hour and 20 minutes away and still see it.
That's right.
I was an hour and 20 minutes away from the mountain, and I'm just like it looked like it was like right there next to me, and I'm like, and I look on the map to see how far, and it's like I still got an hour and a half left to get there.
It's about an hour and a half from here? I haven't been there since I was
No. So from here, it's about a
couple hours.
I would say 4 hours. From here.
Is it 4 hours from here?
It's about 4 hours from here.
All right, that's a trip because it's like 2.5 to Portland. That's crazy. Man, you guys, it's been a wonderful interview. I really thank you guys for coming.
Hey, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
One thing about this show is what I want to develop it into is just like grabbing like, brand new people that nobody knows, you know what I'm saying, and giving them exposure, you know what I'm saying. Of course, gaining exposure myself, but only to make it a platform for up and coming cats. And so when I met you guys on the I heard that radio show, shout out Controversy Queen. Hey, look, you guys have never been on a show like that, huh? I was looking at these guys like, oh my god. Who else was on there? What's that one? Tell me your name with the pasties. Yeah,
I don't know if y'all peeped this, but like a lot of the times, me and him, we had that look where we were like.
I was like, oh Lord, are they gonna make it out of here? But no, we had fun on that show. But that's when I met you guys, and then I got a chance to see you perform at the Controversy Queens comedy show. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I need to talk to these guys, because we're gonna have a party on that show, and then I'm gonna talk your ear off on this show. So I really thank you guys for coming. Thanks for coming to our city. May I say thank you for your service?
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks
for sure.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah. Oh, no problem at all. I'm definitely going to be spinning your music. I like it. And can you tell everybody where to get your music?
So it's on all platforms: Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music.
Okay.
Actually, I have a single drop in 4 days.
Okay. Now, when you guys drop the music, what name is it under?
So for me, it's $ Q Money, and then 2 more $ after that.
Okay.
On Apple Music, Spotify,
Gotcha.
SoundCloud.
Okay. And then for me, it's Elli-V, which is
spell it.
ELLIV.
Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay. And let me get your Instagrams real quick.
Instagram Q_Markowski. That's MARKOWSKI. And yeah, I normally post when I'm dropping the music on there, and then when I drop it, boom, y'all have it right then and there.
Dig it.
I gotta pull mine up real quick.
Yeah, what?
So I just made a.
Oh, you just made one?
Yeah. So I got one for photography, but I just made one for my music, and it's ELLI.LBV.
Okay. So what's that spell?
So the LB, we were thinking about a group name coming up.
Oh, dig that.
Yeah, live boys.
Yeah, we had that talk.
Yeah, but
so okay. I got you. So make sure you guys check these guys out, whatever you do. Great music, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just yanking your chain. We ain't gonna have nobody weak on the side show. So it's all real up here. So once again, you guys, I just want to get you guys up here, celebrate you, give you some flowers, and something to drink, and talk some shit with you. And I really appreciate y'all being on the side show. Any events coming up? It's okay if there's not. It's all right.
No, so we looking.
Okay.
We're trying to find something.
Look. So if you want to book somebody, if you guys want to have a nice show, it's not. How can I put it? It's universal, but it's good entertainment. You need to get these guys. I'm putting my stamp on it. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
So we about to get up out of here, y'all. Once again, this is the Side Show. RC the Trackaholic, Elli-V, Q Money, and we up out. Peace.